there, folks. How you doing? I'm Greg Hasty with the Kansas City Barbecue Store in Olathe, Kansas, and American Fire Barbecue and Grilling Supply in Lee Summit, Missouri. We got you covered in Kansas City, folks. Whether you're competition, you're looking for a new grill, you just want to try some new rubs and seasonings, stuff that are the lousy ones you can't get on them grocery stores. We got the good ones from local people that have made really good products, world champions from across the world that have given us great products that we love to use. That's sauce, marinades, glazes, rib glazes, jellies, rubs and seasonings, again, and sauces. It makes no difference. But we have great smokers, great grills. Come and see us. This is Prairie Fresh Prime. What you may ask what this little small piece of meat is. This is probably close to 5 pounds. This is a Prairie Fresh Prime CT butt, cellular trim butt. What it consists of is what I do know. This is the best part of a pork butt. If this were a regular pork butt, it would be sitting like this maybe. This is your money muscle or that collar. Tubes are behind here. And what you might see the rest of the way is that blade bone and all that other meat that makes up the other 4 or 5 pounds of this butt. What this is this has been trimmed off to remove the bone and all that meat and stuff and the fat cap that we don't necessarily want for what we're doing with our competition. A rule change a couple years ago, KCBS allowed us to actually cook a butt around that 4 pound range or less. We used to have to be at 4 pounds or more. So now a lot of people are cooking just money muscles. I actually don't like that. I love the tubes, and I'll show you where those tubes are, but I love the money muscle and I love the tubes, and those are going to be the first 2 meats I'm going after when I'm cooking. So this is a great butt. Again, Prairie Fresh Prime, cooked to a different standard, better color, better pH value, better fat, better marbling. Look at this. This thing kind of looks like it's a hog, don't it? I mean, right there, you can kind of see it, but this is almost kind of trimmed up ready for us. Really all we need to do is clean this up just a touch. My first cut is always going to be a little dissection here so I can see where my money muscle is, and then I can start to take a view of the tubes and how I might keep these tubes. I might not keep these tubes. If this pork butt is nothing but money muscle, I might not worry about the tubes. But in this case, I think I'm going to. There's a lot of fat. You can see it here. Look right in there at the marbling. A lot of pork butt, man, you get it from the store. It's pale, it's pink. There's no color, there's no marbling, there's no nothing. This marbling, this pork butt, the way Prairie Fresh raises them is stellar, and it gives us a great product, a great eating product, whether you're backyard or competition. So guys, what I'm gonna do with this, here's my money muscle again, we've showed you. I'm actually going to clean this top off, and I'm going to get a lot of this meat I'm not going to use. I'm going to get this trimmed so that the money muscle is basically ready for me when I'm ready to wrap, but it's going to give me a base that I can cook on. I'm actually going to put that on my pit, just like that. So let's get into this. I'm going to come down and start to expose that blood vein right here. I'm going to start to expose that. I don't like to dig in on it. I like to actually keep the money muscle pretty well connected to those tubes. So all I'm doing is kind of trimming off this excess here that I'm never going to use and I don't really care about. Save that, guys. Save that for your sausage at the end of the year. Learn to make sausage, man. It's fantastic when you learn to make your own jerky or your own sausage, your own brats. We had a massive big sausage party. It was a sausage party in a lot of ways. We won't get into that, but we had about 5 of our barbecue family and our friends come over at the store, and we set up 2 grinders, 3 stuffers. We had mixers, and man, we made, this is no joke, 500 pounds of sausage in 18 hours one day. Snack sticks, sausage, brats. Some of these guys, Joel, Ryan, like chicken. And I kid you not, they were grinding chicken and made chicken. And I'll be honest with you, I have to admit, some of it was actually pretty good. So good job, boys. But use this for sausage. This is what we're doing, right? I'm going to kind of trim off my ends that I'm not going to use. The money muscle doesn't really come back that far. This isn't a super long one. You notice we have our fat cap here, right? And that's a good fat cap. Actually, there's some good bacon back here. And I'm almost tempted to try and save bacon on this, but listen, I'm going to cook 2 full butts as well. I'm going to maybe shoot for some bacon. I'm going to get tubes out of them, 2 full butts. So I just really don't care. I'm going to cook enough of these that I'm really looking to just clean this money muscle up so that I have the least amount of work to do when I get this thing cooked perfectly on my Royal Oak charcoal, on my offset pit. So again, I did the same thing here, just kind of cleaning down my side, and then I'm looking at it, and man, I can isolate that money muscle, right? Like right there. And I've got a good clean line on it, and I can clean up the top. But what I have is a good base. Again, I'm going to cook this on my pit just like that. When I go in to wrap it, I may or may not cut that money muscle off and wrap it independently. I might wrap it together. It just depends on your process and what you want to do. Why would I wrap it together? Because, man, I'm shooting for them tubes. I'm looking for those great tubes that I want to cook. So for me, I might clean this up just a little. There's a big, thick false on this one that has a lot of fat under it. And that false, again, is, you see those striations, this little bit of meat up here? That's actually a false cap that people like, oh, that's marbling. Nah, it's not really the marbling in there. It looks like marblings. There's some strands that run in that false cap. There's nothing wrong with that false cap. In most cases, it kind of disintegrates, goes away. It really doesn't impact anything. But there's a really thick false cap on there. Not the meat, but a big, thick fat vein underneath there. What'll happen is, as tender as we cook these butts, that fat underneath there will render. And then as tender as we take these, if I were to take that and put a knife on it, it'll crumble off the top. And all of a sudden that outside color, that bark that I was looking for, crumbled off. And now I got this big blank spot. And my butt, my medallion that I pulled off that money muscle might not look as pretty as I want it to. Sorry guys, I'm trying to trim this so that you can see what I'm doing without this big nasty black glove hand covering it up. So all I'm trying to do is maybe get some of that cap off there. So now all I'm looking at truly is money muscle, the actual muscle that I want in a good shape and a good form and clean and ready to get cooked and rubbed and injected and be in the box. Guys, I got a pretty good looking muscle here that I don't mind whatsoever. I'm going to clean a lot of that up once I get it cooked, once I take it off here. But our next process really is to inject this bad boy in the trailer Friday afternoon. We're going to inject this, plump it up real good with a great injection. We're going to rub it, get some seasoning on it. We're going to let it set overnight in the fridge. We're going to put this on early in the morning and smoke her hot and fast until she's super, super tender. Melt in your mouth tender. Thanks for joining us, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Come see us at either store, the Kansas City Barbecue Store or American Fire Barbecue and Grilling Supply. Take care.